I have to say something. Like, women don't hold the keys to what a good father is.
Yeah, we don't. I agree.
Right, but like the standard of how I'm supposed to be as a father is often discussed and judged by women. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's right.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Melanin.
And Unbelief Mel.
And we're here with episode 254 of
How Married Are You? Okay, my name Believe. This is Yvette. We married 14
years.
Live in California. We got 4 kids. Relationship scary.
When this comes out, is it 14 years? Yes.
Wait a minute. This
think
comes
it's
out
15.
on the... What day does this come out on? Tuesday. Yeah.
This comes out this coming Tuesday?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure?
Because the last one we recorded came out today. Yesterday.
Oh, okay.
All right, well.
Sorry about that.
My name Believe. This is Yvette. We married 14 years. Live in California. We got 4 kids. Relationship scary. It's very necessary. We share our love of struggles. We ask how married are you? Every Tuesday and Thursday, shoddy. If you're listening, you're in the wedding party. It's okay if you want to put your hands up. You got the questions. We got the answers.
It's chocolate baby story time.
Chocolate baby story time. It's chocolate
baby
chocolate.
time.
1, 2, 3, and
It's chocolate baby story time.
yo, go ahead, babe.
I have many.
Yes.
And I think, did I put any in the thing? Let me see. Where's my notes? I have a sweet one. So the other morning, so we have this thing with Uzi where I tell him, hey, I need you to go do your morning hygiene checklist, go brush your teeth, wash your face, do all the things. And he'll be gone for a long time, but come back with still having funky breath and crust in his eyes. And so the other morning he came upstairs with his Spider-Man uniform or costume on. And I was like, Uzi, did you brush your teeth and do all the things? And he goes, yes, I did. I thought about lying, but God didn't create me for that.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And I was like, what? Amen, brother.
Wow.
Amen. It was so sweet.
That is.
So I like that he's having, like, I feel like he's getting to a point. I follow a lot of like child psychologists and things like that. And there's this one that was talking about when children lie, like how to discipline them for that, because it is also activating or working some sort of like the creative side of their mind, which,
Yeah.
give and take, some of this stuff is a little bit like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
integrity. But it does seem like Uzi lately has been having like this, there's an internal processing happening that's going on between right and wrong. Like, I feel like he's thinking more before he acts, which is beautiful to be able to witness.
Yeah, that's amazing. I had the opportunity to cut the kids' hair, and we were getting ready for the wedding or whatever. And I promise you, every morning I tell these kids every time I got to cut their hair, I say, hey, comb out your own hair so I don't have to do it. Because when I do it, they cry, right? So I'm like, look, comb out your hair, spray it down, add moisture, do what you got to do. So lately I haven't been having to say that. All I do is, hey, prep your hair to get cut. And they usually do that. But something happened where Uriah, I woke him up and was like, hey, get ready to get your hair cut, right? I cut Theo's hair, and I told Uriah to come on. He came out there hair nappy. Now, the sides are the only part that get cut, so he actually has less to manage, and he still didn't do it. And I was like, bro, I tried to tell you to get your hair cut. To prep your hair, and you didn't listen. And so now I got to comb your hair. What could I have done differently? You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, you could have told me specifically to cut my hair. To comb my hair. And I was like, Raya, unfortunately, if I tell you that, like, I can do that, but the world isn't going to do that for you. So if you're driving on the road and the speed limit is whatever, and you're not going to be able to get pulled over and go say, well, you could have just told me to go slower. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to do what you need to do. It's up to you. And so, of course, I posted this on social, and it's just a lot of like good stuff. A lot of people like, yo, right on, right on. And then some people are not. And I kind of want to talk about this as we talk about our own kind of like little situation, because I realized something about those are good snaps. Those are really good snaps. Did that sound
like you?
That did sound like me.
Because they kind of got quiet. Speaking of parenting styles, I borrowed Glen's little thing right now.
So there was a few comments, and unfortunately it was black women, and they were like, there you go again, picking on Uriah. They go, we all know you did this for attention. You know what I'm saying? And I just was like, you know something? I have to say something. Like, women don't hold the keys to what a good father is. You know what I'm saying?
Say more. Yeah, we don't. I agree.
Right, but like the standard of how I'm supposed to be as a father is often discussed and judged by women. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's right.
More so than when men respond to this type of stuff?
Yeah, because men is either like, oh, I wouldn't do that, or, hey, man, you got to figure it out some way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of times, like, you know, especially under the nail painting thing, there was a lot of women and men. Men really went crazy on this one because they're so homophobic. But
what were they saying?
You're gay. Your kid's gonna be gay.
On this post?
No. On the nail post. I talked
okay.
about that. But this one, it was like, you know, it's like, oh, you're gonna turn your kids into this, or, you know, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you have no idea what it's like to be a father, and the fact that I'm not training them for the day, I'm training them for life, and I don't have the luxury of getting it right next time. Mm-hmm. Like, he's 10 or he's 11 now. Sorry, buddy, you gotta start. Don't do that. Sometimes when I'm talking to you, man.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because as you were telling your chocolate baby story time, I was listening to it, and I was thinking about that part you were saying where, you know, because he said if you would have said that specifically. And someone left a comment, and I saw her comment. She goes, my son was extremely tender-headed. It turned out to be a sensory issue. He is also neurodivergent ADHD. If the reaction is extreme, I would suggest considering this possibility. And we haven't really shared that publicly, but we do know that Raya is neurodivergent. Mm-hmm. And a part of that, he does have sensory processing disorder, and he does have
That's
ADHD.
why he always needs hugs.
That's why he always needs to be squeezed. And there are some things, and we haven't talked about this publicly because I feel like we aren't, we're still learning, you know, we're in learning with him, and he is still processing his own, I don't know, what do you call this? And I feel like if I say diagnosis, then that's the wrong way to say it. But he is also processing what that means for him and how to navigate the world knowing this about himself. And so for me, one of the things that I have learned in becoming less frustrated with him, with his ADHD, is giving him very clear, like today, I needed him to, when Raya feeds the dog, he puts the food on top of the crate and then like pours the stuff in, but he always leaves crumbs and like a mess or whatever. Mm-hmm. So today when I asked him to clean it, I said, hey, I need you to take everything off the crate, wipe it down, and then put the things back where they're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I wasn't clear enough because he was like, oh, I thought you just meant like the book and the piece of paper. But there's other stuff still on top of the crate that doesn't belong on top of the crate. Mm-hmm. But for me, as the mom, I'm like, I'm going to give him all the things. I'm going to make the checklist. I'm going to set him up for success. And are thinking about it from a perspective, and I'm like, yes, this is true, but maybe like, because you're right, like no one in the world is going to be like, hey, you need to do this, and then you need to do that, and then you need to do this in order to not break the law or to, you know, pay your bills or whatever the case may be. But I wonder if in doing that, like creating the list and things, are we equipping him to be able to do that naturally for himself when he is navigating certain things in the world?
Right. And my only thing, I don't know. I think that I could have done a better job in that one instance in saying, hey, Raya, I need you to get your hair cut. I mean, I'm going to cut your hair this morning. What I should have said was, I want you to think about everything that needs to happen before you get your hair cut, and I want you to act accordingly. So go through the things that you need to go through in order for us to have a successful haircut, buddy. That's what I should have said.
I even think that I think that would have been great because when you activate him slowing down to think about things, he actually does think. He uses his brain. Otherwise, he's just gonna go bloop.
Yeah.
Just
and so unfortunately, I have to prepare him for rabid whites and impatient blacks.
Wait, what did you just say? Rabbit?
Rabid whites.
Oh, rabid.
So you've been running into a fair share of rabid white men who are just angry because
it's
you're
always
black.
a man.
It's always a man. And I had my first experience yesterday.
Did you? You didn't tell me.
Not my first experience, just my first experience with the new climate, the new rabid whites, where they're a lot more brave.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm driving, and I promise you.
Were you by yourself or with the kids?
No, I was with the kids. Driving, headed down to where we're going, and SD&E truck pulls up next to me. The guy's just mean mugging me, real tough. And I'm looking, okay, got my blink. Got my blink on. Am I driving the speed limit? I'm looking around, and then I look back at him, and he's just, you know what I'm saying? And then I look over to make sure he's not looking like through my window at someone else, and I'm in the last lane, so I'm like, oh, there it is. And
SDG&E or SDE?
No, SDG&E, the electric company. I'm like, dog, you on the clock being racist?
Did you get them? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I really didn't have time for that. Like, I was running late for a meeting. I needed gas. The kids were with me. Like, I'm not, like, if it was to pull over, it would be what it was. But I just was like, oh yeah, I don't have, like, unfortunately, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever you want to call it, our son, like, he doesn't look like he's neurodivergent. I mean, he doesn't look, what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that has a look to it, but there's no way you would be patient with him and think, oh, he might have some type of, like, you know, on-ramp that is a little bit slower or slope than someone else.
Yes, he's very high functioning.
Super high functioning. So because of that, we don't necessarily have the ability to be like, hey, you know, wait, he doesn't understand, right? Because if I say, hey, Raya, didn't I tell you to do this? Didn't I tell you? He'll like grab his head and start to like freak out. You know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to figure out because it's happened before where I overreacted and he spazzed out. Like he just kind of tripped out. You know what I mean? Especially when I caught him when he was been doing his sleepwalking episodes. You know what I'm saying? I've been like, and I've learned just to kind of let him finish doing his thing.
Even if it's peeing on the floor.
Yeah, sometimes he'll wake up and just think he's in the bathroom and just pee all over the cabinets. You know what I'm saying? Which is like one of those things where he's having something and I have to be patient with that. But everybody else doesn't have that luxury. So, unfortunately, as a father, I have to think how he is going to be perceived instead of thinking what exactly he's going through. So I definitely could have been more patient, but I do realize that it's very difficult to raise a child in this climate because my expectation is that you will not be kind or try to be understanding or anything. You're just going to see his skin and react. And so I have to prepare them to maneuver and do what's right, do what they know the right thing to do is the first time.
I was going to say that. I think there's an extra layer to it, given that he is a black child.
Yes.
Because I think there's a lot of grace extended first for other children who might have the same neurodivergent-ish.
No. Wait a minute. There's grown men who shoot up schools and they go, mental health. Like, he gets the benefit of doubt of being, neurodivergent or whatever, you know what I'm saying, having some type of issue. But the black children don't get that, when they're, they get IEPs and put into different, schools and classes, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so that was like one of the main reasons why I was kind of like, man, I'm not really excited to send our kids to school in the traditional sense, because of how black children are treated, because we live in a predominantly white area, being like Southern California, San Diego, you know what I mean? And so if we send them to school, we are sending them somewhere where they are going to be a minority, in this area where we live. And so that's why our goal and our strive is to get them around as many black people as possible, in finding community for that. But anyway, welcome back. We are here. How Married Are You podcast. My name is Believe. This is Yvette. We do this podcast. We've been doing it since 2018, since our 2017, since Anaya was a baby. And we just love talking to each other about different things. We learn a lot on this podcast. You guys learn with us. We drop gems. We drop responsibilities, but we pick it back up. Right now, we're in a really cool season of being mentors to a couple, and we're looking to add some more. If you have not yet gone through the premarital advantage, it is a resource for you. HowMarriedAreYouPodcast.com. Super, super dope. Make sure you check that out. It is basically like mentor couple, where we help you walk through some really important conversations you should have before getting married and right after getting married, or even considering who you want to marry. Don't skip this step. This is a step you don't want to skip. A lot of people are like, well, why would I need a mentor couple? Yet you have a trainer, yet you have a nutritionist, yet you have a manager, yet you have a boss, yet you have somebody who was helping you get to that next stage in your life. But your relationship, the most important decision you're ever going to make, you skip that step. You don't get anyone to help you there, and you need that. So allow us to do that for you digitally, and it also will qualify you into being mentored by us in a digital sense, or actually in person if you're around. But if you stick around, if you're a part of the Patreon group, if you're a part of our memberships, you're going to see a whole different cut, a longer cut, a Patreon episode, which is kind of where we go in a little bit deeper on some of these concepts we talk about inside of the podcast. So you guys are going to go ahead and hop into an email from our audience, the wedding party.
Okay. Hi, guys. I've been in a relationship for 1.5 years with a genuinely good black man. Kind, considerate, thoughtful, handsome, generous, financially stable. But we recently had a very, very bad exchange. He hosted a mixer with his hobby club. He hosted a mixer with his hobby club that he put on with his friends and didn't invite me. But a few of his friends invited their significant others who aren't in this club. When I asked if he wanted me to come, he said if I want to. So I declined since the answer seemed nonchalant. He wasn't inviting me.
That's a lot. That's saying a lot right there. That's saying a lot.
Okay. Are they married? No, they're just in a relationship.
So she said, do you want me to come? He said, if you want to.
Okay, so that means he don't want her to come.
No, that means if she wants to come, she can come. That's what that means, truly. Do I want you there? If you want to come, you know? See, we got the same problem you got. I'll break it down later.
Okay, yeah. I know I was going to say some stuff, but I'm like, let me get through this email. He wasn't inviting me or enthusiastic to introduce me to his hobby friends. This has been an issue before. He met my sisters and friends 2 to 3 months into dating. Okay, they're dating. I invited him to a cookout where he met my mom and dad 6 months in. It took me 7 to 8 months to meet his friends and a year to formally meet his family. After the mixer around 1 a.m., he came over. We watched TV, and I will admit I felt hurt over feeling like he left me out again and doesn't integrate me in his life. I sat on the feelings because I don't like acting emotionally. I want the emotions to settle just to make sure I'm not emotionally responding. But I folded. At 3 a.m., I told him it hurt my feelings.
3 in the morning. Goodness.
Sis, that timing is everything.
Late in the midnight hour, I'm gonna bring it up. And again.
And it ain't gonna work in my favor. No. So unprofessional. Why? What does he think this is?
I don't know. I think he thinks it's the Raya show.
We're gonna have to have a talk. But I folded. At 3 a.m., I told him it hurt my feelings and I felt like he keeps me separated from other parts of his life. I admit, having this conversation at 3 a.m. was a horrible idea, but I didn't expect an emotional rage. It literally felt like it went from 0 to 100 out of nowhere. This man started... What do you mean?
It didn't go from 0 to 100.
She took it from 0 to 100.
She took it
We're chilling. It's Netflix and chill. It's Netflix and chill, and she made it Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Okay.
That rhymed.
Yeah.
I'm with you, girl. I'm not making fun of you, but I thought that was funny.
Bars.
Anyways,
I'm making fun of you, baby. I'm making fun of you. Because he didn't take it from 0 to 100. She took it from 0 to maybe 50. He took it from 50 to 100, probably.
We don't know.
We about to find out.
Oh, wait. Actually, next sentence. This man started shouting and cursing at me. I told him multiple times, stop shouting and cursing because I live in a loft apartment.
Yeah.
And the topic wasn't that serious.
Self-control.
I don't yell and curse at people, so it's very hard line for me.
Ooh.
I eventually...
Okay, wait a minute. She just introduced herself as the standard.
Okay. I eventually shut down, stopped responding, and turned away from him as he continued to shout and curse, standing over me in the bed. I need a visual.
Standing over you
Were
in
you
the
sitting
bed?
up in bed?
I need to ChatGPT this.
What do you mean?
Was he standing in the bed?
I know. Is it like she's laying? Oh.
How hard is that to be tough on a bed, though? Because you kind of wobbly.
No, I'm sure he was standing up on the ground and she was in bed. You know how it is.
I don't know how it is. First of all, not him.
No, listen. I'm gonna paint.
No. Can you?
No. I want to paint a picture real quick. We're both laying in bed. We're sitting up in bed watching Netflix, right?
Yeah, I ain't watching it.
And then you and we start talking, get into a conversation, and you're so infuriated that you get up out of bed.
Hold on.
Listen,
let's flip it.
I'm so infuriated that I get up out of bed, stand up on the ground, and I'm just like on the bed. Maybe one knee is on the bed, one foot is on the ground. I'm just like, are you kidding me? That's the picture. That's the picture we're going with, y'all.
Yeah, I ain't never do nothing like that.
I don't know. When she says standing over, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if he was standing over. He was probably...
She said standing over. He was standing up in the bed.
Unless they have a queen size bed, I can see how that would be. Because our bed's too big for you to be like on the opposite side and stand. Anyways, love y'all.
I know they tired of us.
That went on for a few minutes. It was literally my worst nightmare. I haven't cried in a very long time, but this was really triggering for me. When I was 11, my mom married a man where he would rage and bang things and make everyone in the house miserable and fearful. I don't ever want to lay in bed turned away from someone shouting at me again. Even writing this making my throat tighten from fear and stress. Looking back, I should have walked out the room or told him to leave, but I had a freeze response. A lesser situation happened before, 6 months ago, when he snapped really bad at me, tore me a new one on Christmas Day. He apologized.
Dang.
He apologized this time too. I'm torn because it happens so rarely, but even one time isn't something I can live with. It hurts to think about tying myself to someone who will rage at me whenever they snap. That level of emotional dysregulation is scary to me. It's scary even if rare, especially over things I consider relatively minor, simple conversations. I don't know what to do. My gut is telling me something rare can become common once married. Help me process this. Is this normal for men? Oof.
That's really good insight.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that last line she said?
Help
She
me
said,
process.
I don't know. So my gut is telling me some things can become
She's
common once married. That is some good insight. I would definitely listen to that. Go ahead.
I don't know. So first of all, we are not a licensed psychologist or therapist. We don't have any sort of formal training or whatever. We just have life experience and we are speaking from that. But I agree. I think that we always put our best foot forward when we're in a dating relationship, and that we didn't get to, we're not in the room when those two instances happened, but they were triggering enough to make her scared. And I think that's something to pay attention to. You know what I mean? And also, I think too, there's a couple of different things going on here. I think each of you is having certain trauma triggered. Like these are trauma responses triggered for various reasons, because you're saying these things that he snapped over were minor, but they may not have been minor for him. So I don't know if you have any understanding of why he was so triggered, like if you guys were able to process that together. But I think that is a place to start. Like what happened that made you react this way? And then I think also, like, I think you being mindful of the fact that your mom married a man who dealt with rage and how that impacted you is something to be aware of. But I do think that this is all trauma response. But I don't know. This sounds like you guys need to talk to somebody professional, not us.
Yeah, I mean, you're not married. You're not in that deep of a relationship to where you can't just leave. So I just say leave.
Yeah.
One, I would say leave. I don't think that is an appropriate way to respond to any type of behavior. I want to separate the two instances so that we don't we can still address him and you at the same time. I'm going to say this. His response was inappropriate. He played himself. He played you. I don't think anybody should react that way. But I do think there's something to be said or how you waited until 3:00 in the morning to have a conversation you were waiting to have anyway. Any man in that situation is going to be off his center, off his square. I still think, he should have self-control and just remove himself from the situation if he can't handle his emotions. I think what happened exposed him, but the truth is he probably didn't want you to go. He didn't want you to go. I don't think that it was about you wanting to be there. I think most men, and this is true for me too sometimes, like, I'm cool if Yvette comes, but I don't need her there. I don't need her there. You know what I'm saying? If she wants to come, she can come for sure, but I think we spend a lot of time together. Sometimes I do want to be there without having to think about how Yvette's doing while I'm there. Why are you looking at me like that, cutting your eyes at me like I could say something wrong about how I feel? You looking at me like, don't mess up. Don't say the wrong thing. How do you feel about it?
I was wondering where you were going with it. How you feel. Okay, I like it.
I mean, like, sometimes it's just like, the question is, hey, do you want me to come? It's like, well, what are you going to come with? Because I'm going to be with my homies. True. And I want to have fun. And if I'm going to have to consider you or,
Yeah. No, I think that is very important because there are certain people, like if I'm going to a thing, I'm like, are you going to be fun or are you going to be like lame?
Yeah.
It's like certain friends you don't invite to certain things.
Yes.
You got certain types of friends for certain types of events and you know who you married.
Yes. Like if I want to go watch a fight, I'm not inviting you.
Don't invite me. I don't want to come.
Right.
The thing is too, though, like if you are going to go watch a fight and you're gonna go watch it with your homies, and their wives are invited, I want to be invited.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I want, and then I get to decide, do I like these women? Do I want to hang out with these women? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want you to be like, nah, I don't want you there. I'm focusing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You know, if there's gonna be women there, then I'd definitely rather you come, because I don't want to be there without you. You know what I'm saying? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because there is one place you want to be without me.
Yeah, there's one place. You want to talk about it at the end of the episode?
Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna talk about it at the end of the episode, guys. And this is gonna be a doozy. We might not be able to record another one after this one. Yeah, he didn't want you there.
He didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And that's okay that he didn't want you there. And I don't know if your feelings should have got in the way from that.
But I think it was compounding, love, because she's like, he took forever to introduce her to his parents and his friends. She's feeling like she's not being integrated into his life. So it wasn't just about the hobby club meeting or whatever. It was about the fact that there are all these other things. With women, I feel like that's a thing. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like sometimes we take a moment to express offense. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I think there are some times where I let things slide. I'm like, I'm not going to be offended by that. I'm going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be offended by that. I'm going to move on. Like that one time when you went and bought that stupid truck. No. Yeah, that argument. You know what I'm saying? You thought it was over some balloons, and it was not.
You still never told me what it was over. You know?
I don't know, but it wasn't about the balloons because I don't hold receipts like you do. But listen, I assure you it wasn't the balloons, babe. It was something happened in the bathroom that morning. We had an exchange in the bathroom that morning, and then we got to the thing, and then we had been having stuff like a few days before that. So it was compounding. But what I'm saying is, for her, it wasn't so much about the thing. And I think...
How do you know that?
Because she said it. She was like, it took him a year.
Okay.
She said it took him time to integrate, to meet his friends. 7 to 8 months to meet his friends. A year to formally meet his family. And she was like, by month 2, he had already met my sisters and my friends.
Okay, so check this out. If I could have had controlled it, I wouldn't have let you meet my mom in 5 years we were together. Sometimes the relationships are a lot.
But that's something you can communicate to your partner.
You can communicate that.
Yes.
Okay, can I just say something real quick about a hobby club? That sounds like white people. I ain't never heard of that before in my life.
Actually, no.
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
That sounds like some white people stuff. I don't know a lot of hobby club members.
would join one for scrapbooking. I would join one for sewing, for quilting. I am an old woman at heart. I would join a hobby club. Invite me.
I know, but a man joining a hobby club, what does that mean? Is
What's
it Dungeons
wrong
and
with that?
Dragons? What is it? If someone's going to say, hey, we're going to go play pool, we're going to play pool. We're going to go play Pokemon. We're playing Pokemon. We're playing basketball.
Calm down.
Basketball. We're playing darts. We're playing darts. Hobby club is too vague. What's the hobby, guy?
She's probably too embarrassed to tell him. Let me tell you something. I don't know what happened, but I went to Petco to get food for Lily, and there's that GameStop store right there.
Uh-huh.
Babe, tell me why there was a line wrapped all the way around, like toward the mall.
Dungeons and Dragons.
And some people had like their little chairs out there, like they had been there for a minute.
Yes.
And I was like, and these are not teenagers. These are grown behind men.
Right.
And I'm not judging them or anything.
How many of them were black?
There were a few.
Lies.
I actually believe there was at least one.
Okay.
I remember seeing at least one.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's a white culture. I don't understand what a hobby club is and why you getting so passionate about hobby club. So if I'm into something, I haven't really been into a lot of things.
Exactly.
Right? So if I find something I'm into it, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I know everything about it.
Yeah.
And there's a very little things I'm like about that, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is why we're going to talk about this on Patreon. Right? So anyway, I think that whatever the hobby is sacred to him.
Yes.
So when she says, do you want me to come? That's not really the right thing to ask about something that's sacred to me. Right? Like, I want to come. If you want to come and you're going to get into the hobby with me and be all about it, then come. But if you're coming just to not feel separated and like not invited, don't come.
It was a mixer. It wasn't an actual club like meeting. It was a mixer.
Okay.
He hosted a mixer with his hobby club.
Yeah, so if he's hosting, he's...
Oh, they probably did do some of the club things.
Yeah, but look, if I'm hosting something and then, like, if I'm going somewhere and I'm doing something, I don't want the kids there if I have to watch them. If they are cool, like old enough, I'm whatever. There's something we did where it was like, I was like, nah, just don't come. Or like, I don't want to have to tend to the kids while I'm working. Or like when you did the ASB thing, like the kids were not great to be there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was actually an extra burden, and that's how I felt. I'm coming here to DJ. I don't want to have to watch these kids, right? And that's just me giving him the benefit of the doubt. Still saying his attitude is off. He shouldn't have reacted that way. He's a scumbag for how he treated her. Now, another thing is how she felt about that. I don't ever want to feel scared in bed from fear or stress, like turned away.
It made her, she had a physical reaction. It made her throat tighten.
I understand that. And so one thing we have to do is we have to, like, I don't know why you're still with the guy. If he makes you feel that way, you got to leave him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Though he should not have acted that way, that was a trauma response from childhood, right? So we got to figure out how you can remove yourself from relationships and situations that mimic or have any type of familiarity to that initial experience. There's more here that a therapist needs to talk to you about. I won't get into it. I don't think I can, but I know there's something deep here. If you dig a little bit, you'll find it.
I do want to say this because I don't know how to say it. Actually, though, let's have this conversation really quick. So we think you should leave the guy because he scares you. And we also think that you both need to do some processing about certain things with your therapist and somebody who's licensed. But going into like having a hobby or even just having relationships, because I'm trying to think, is there a relationship? There are relationships that you have that I have nothing to do with. And there are relationships that I have that you have nothing to do with.
And some of them are, their spouses are like, we're all friends.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I have friends that are married to your friend. You guys have a separate relationship than us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought I had something to say to that because I feel like, because I have friendships. I'm the type of person, if I have friends, they all just kind of get invited into the fold. But that's not true. Because there are some friends who I have that are my friend, but I have drawn conclusions about them mixing with certain.
You got them compartmentalized.
So I definitely do have them compartmentalized. And so I think what I was trying to get to, I think I just don't have them as compartmentalized as other friends that I know. But what I was trying to get to is, does that exist in marriage, and should it?
Heck
But
yeah.
I think yes, because I'm thinking about it too. And the importance of having friendship in marriage is so that you get things from other people that you can't get from, so that one person, because this is something that our therapists helped us work through. There was a point when all my relationships were in shambles. I was like, I'm losing everybody. I don't got nobody, but I do got this guy. And so I was wanting and needing everything. I needed him to be my hiking buddy. I needed him to be my arts and crafts buddy. I needed him to be my workout, but I needed him to be my lover, like all the different things. And then I realized that's a lot to put on one person. Like, that's not fair. Well, she helped me realize that. And so I do think that relationships and things are important to have to fill those other spaces. And I think I've come to the conclusion. Sorry, you guys were there for my external processing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's okay. I just think as long as the relationships aren't secretive or, you know what I mean? Like, in that way is important. because that's when it gets a little bit weird.
And you know what's crazy too? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I also think it's important. Like, I hope she knows what the hobby is. Because what if they're all axe murderers or something? And that's the hobby. Talking about how to murder people. I just took it to a whole extreme. But I'm just saying, like,
Sense.
I want to know what your hobby is. Don't tell me you're in a hobby club. What's the hobby?
I've been saying that. What is the hobby?
No, but I'm just saying, I'm sure she knows, but I'm just saying that's not cool. Don't be doing that. Like, are y'all Beyblading or what are we doing here?
Exactly. We need to know exactly what the hobby is. So, Yvette loves to dance. Okay. But
Where's this
I don't
going?
want to dance
With Yvette.
with the way Yvette dances.
With the way Yvette dances. That is a way to word it.
Huh?
Keep talking.
All right, that was a bad example.
No, go ahead.
No,
Use it.
no.
Use
What
it.
I'm
Use
trying to say is that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is sometimes, like, if you have like a workout buddy, like a workout group, and they're all runners, you don't bring the homie that knows all of the the deals and the times when you get free wings at 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people really, like, you might be able to come and bring them along to the culture, but even sometimes you might have weirdo things you do inside of that group that you're not ready to let go of yet or share that with that other person. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think it's okay for you to kind of be like, if you want to come, cool, but here are my expectations if you do come. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
But it's important for you to know that if I say, hey, here are my expectations if you do come, you don't go, well, what do you mean? Well, do you mean I'm going to do that? Why would I do that? I don't do that.
That sounds like a conversation we would have. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love you.
So.
Do you love me? Say it.
I do love you.
Okay, say it.
I did.
You didn't say it immediately.
I love you.
Okay, good.
But it doesn't have anything to do with
I
that.
know.
I'm trying to explain myself.
Sorry.
And that doesn't mean I don't love you. Okay. Yeah, I think you need to be able to explain that well, right? So what we're dealing with here is two people who are probably like each other. Sex may be great, whatever. You might be in a lot of like infatuation, love type situation. I'm not sure, but you don't treat each other well, and you don't really want to be around each other at all times. And that's fine. I don't think
She said kind, considerate, thoughtful, handsome, generous, financially stable. Man, that's how she described him at the beginning.
Yeah, but she didn't say crazy and not very graceful with his graceful with his words and aggressive. Those are all things she should have put in there as well. That's all true. I mean, he can be all those things and need to work on these other things. That's fine. Okay, how married are you?
Excuse me. I'm so married that before recording this podcast, I knew I wanted a chai, and I made you one in addition to mine because you've been slurping on mine, and I wanted you to have your own.
Yeah, I took a sip. Thank you so much. You don't have to make me a whole thing. I'll just take a little sip of yours.
See, that's my point.
I just take a little dram, like a little shot glass.
You don't understand.
But
you mean like give you a little shot glass?
Yeah. Like, I don't need a whole one for myself.
Whole chai.
Yeah. Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
Appreciated that. That's a good one.
How married are you?
I'm so married. I listened to you vent to the kids today.
I vented to the kids.
Yeah, I mean, you vented about the kids. You were telling me this whole story about how the kids came upstairs with all their loudness and interrupted your worship music while you were cleaning the kitchen, and then you went out on the balcony. They all went out on the balcony and all that stuff. And then I'm working out, and I'm working out. And she literally comes behind me and starts playing with me like I don't need a little bit.
This escalated quickly. What is this?
But I didn't flip out when you. I just listened to you. I just let you vent without even bringing up the fact that you do the same thing to me.
This suddenly doesn't feel like what it's supposed to be. All right, y'all. If you want to stick around for the Patreon episode, you are more than welcome to do that. You can find us at patreon.com/HMAY. And this fool comes and is like, I want to go without you. And I'm like, you can go and we can sit separate, but I'm going. Because what?
And let us know if you want to be on a YouTube members, because YouTube has a membership platform as well.
Oh.
Yeah, we might be able. We just upload it.
Upload what?
like this episode, just on
The
YouTube.
Patreon exclusive.
Onto YouTube.
See, now you're trying to add different things.
No, we can upload it there and then unlist it on Patreon.
Oh,
and have
actually,
access
that
to
would
it.
be much better.
Yeah. Okay. And
That's just how married we are.